Today, people want to downplay the Latino role in hip hop.
Yep.
They are so stupid.
Yep.
Really?
Hip hop would not have existed
Without them.
without specifically Puerto Rican. Specifically. Cubans were here, Haitians were here, Dominican Republic was here, everybody was here. All of South America been in the Bronx, okay? But Puerto Ricans in particular sided with the black folk here, and the Jamaicans were coming in as well. And this group of Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and American blacks made hip hop. Not American blacks, not Puerto Rican, not Jamaican. All of them made the culture. This is the Puerto Rican piece. These dudes was breaking and seeing.
You know how we determine parentage? Through DNA, motherfuckers. Through DNA. Now, when I look at the DNA of hip-hop, when I look at the double helix of hip-hop, what I see is soul music, funk music. I see people that, parents that might have come up in the South who moved to the North, specifically the New York City area, and whose children came up in that post-Civil War, that post-Civil Rights era, with that Northern attitude, that attitude that was like, motherfucker, I wish I was around during slavery times. I wouldn't have let motherfuckers with me. Like when Roots came out when we was young, niggas was like, I wish a nigga would. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop. Those kids that watched Roots and all that type of shit. That's the energy that birthed hip-hop, bro. And that's the DNA you see all in hip-hop. And so we hear it musically with the type of samples that we choose or chose to play at that time, with the break beats that we chose at the time. But we also hear it in the language, okay? We see the DNA of the 5% nation very much inside of hip-hop, with terms like peace and cipher and God and son and you know what I mean? You know what I mean? All kinds of shit. We see the DNA, but nowhere do you see the DNA of Puerto Rican culture. Puerto Rican culture. I'm not talking about Puerto Rican individuals. I'm talking about Puerto Rican culture. Jamaican culture. Those things did not influence hip-hop, regardless of how official motherfuckers sound saying it. I'm sorry. I hate to hurt your heart that the thing that you adore and love is something that Black American youth created. I'm sorry. I'm sorry that hurts your heart for some reason. I don't know why it hurts you so much.
Hey man, welcome back to another episode of Exclusive Media TV. As always, I'm Freon, and I'm here to give you the latest exclusive media content. So let's get right to it. Lord Jamar and KRS-ONE. Well, first let's start with KRS-ONE. He made a video where he was saying Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Jamaicans, and black people that was born in this country started hip hop. And Lord Jamar basically recorded a video and said, he disagrees with it. On the origins of hip hop come from soul music and black artists from the 60s, 50s, 70s, stuff like that. So I'm here to kind of just speak on the situation. Now, to speak on the KRS-ONE side, it do kind of make sense, because if you look at New York and the population, New York always has had, of course, black people. You know, Puerto Ricans, Cubans, Jamaicans, Mexicans. I mean, New York is a hotbed of different cultures, so it do make sense in the formation of hip hop that other cultures also help form hip hop as well. You know what I'm saying? Like b-boying and stuff like that. All that we can't just say hip hop just came from black people that was born in this country. At the end of the day, other cultures were definitely around the same time hip hop was being formed. So we can't just sit here and just try to discredit them, you know, like they didn't have some type of impact as well. You know, now black people do kind of, you know, we are the face of it. You know, we have been the face of it probably, you know, since the beginning of it and stuff like that. But we cannot, you know, just directly say other cultures, other people didn't have an impact on it, which really wouldn't be fair, because at the end of the day, if you grew up around other races and stuff like that, y'all are gonna combine y'all different cultures together to create something new. That's just what it is. At the end of the day, like, this culture might bring this, Jamaicans might bring that, Asians might bring that, Puerto Ricans might bring that. So we all are gonna come together and with our different cultures and create something new. So now I'm out now. Obviously, I'm not from New York, so you know I don't know the 100% origins of hip hop. But what KRS-ONE is saying, I kind of do agree with, because we cannot just, you know, just exclude the Cubans, the Puerto Ricans, Jamaicans, and stuff like that. Like they didn't have an impact as well. Now to speak on Lord Jamar, what he's saying, you know, he has an excellent point as well. The origins of hip hop, if you listen to the samples they were using and stuff like that, a lot of those samples are soul music, funk beats and funk break beats and stuff like that. So what he is saying is actually true as well, because hip hop back in those days, that's the early days in the 70s and the 80s and 90s, early 90s, hip hop was sampled heavily, you know, from jazz music, soul music, funk music and stuff like that. A lot of hip hop's earliest, biggest hits were samples from those type of genres of music. So what Lord Jamar is saying is 100% true. But to kind of to kind of disagree with what he's saying is that, you know, at the end of the day, Lord Jamar, you know, we cannot sit here and act like, once again, that other races didn't have an impact on it as well. Now, like I said, black people from this country, we are the face of it, obviously, but other races have had an impact as well. You know, one thing about black folks, you know, we, shout out to Deezy Miyake for this, we contribute the cool to society, whether people want to agree with it or not. Black folks, we contribute that to society. So when we think something is cool, other people think it's cool as well. So when we accepted hip hop 100% and we, you know, made that another music genre that younger people can listen to and vibe to, that became the cool. Now that's not to say soul music and rock music and other type of genres weren't cool, but once hip hop started to grow and gained its legs and started to get a lot of popularity, it's because young black Americans, we accepted it and made it cool. And then, you know, as of today, you know, hip hop probably is the most popular genre. If you know, like if you're really doing your research and you really understanding what type of music people listen to, hip hop is a worldwide genre now at this point. Rap is a worldwide genre, so we can't, you know, say that we are not the face of it as well. We are the face of it, but other races did have an impact as well. So I just want to throw that out there. But at the end of the day, KRS-ONE and Lord Jamar, they both are making excellent points. They both are making excellent, valid points. You know, but at the end of the day, you know, it's no pinpoint to where we could say that other races didn't have an impact on hip hop. We cannot say that. It's no data to back that up. At the end of the day, we don't truly 100% know how hip hop got started. Now it is stories, it is documentaries and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, if you was not there, you cannot speak on the origins of it. That's just what it is. Like, if you weren't there the day it got created and the people who influenced it, you cannot speak on it. And I'm not saying Lord Jamar doesn't have he doesn't have the credentials to speak on it. I'm just saying, at the end of the day, you know, other races have helped hip hop become what it is. That's just what it is. But like I said, Lord Jamar is making a great. He's making a great point as well, as far as the origins of hip hop as well, because the early days of hip hop was a direct tie from soul music, funk music, jazz, stuff like that. So what he is saying makes sense as well, you know. But I'm just not a fan of the, you know, trying to split this type of thing up, you know, and making people choose sides and stuff like that. It really shouldn't be no argument. At the end of the day, all these different races, all these different cultures help create something great. And you know, and as of today, you know what I'm saying, hip hop still stands as one of the top genres of music to listen to as of today. So it is what it is, man. Like I said, much respect to both of those guys. They both are legends. Both have put out great content. Both were part of great movements. You know, both definitely was part of the golden age of hip hop. So definitely shout out to those legends for sure. You know what I'm saying? I want to give them their flowers as well. Shout out to KRS-ONE and Lord Jamar for sure, man. But I just wanted to get on here and speak on that. If you like the content, subscribe, like, and comment. And as always, appreciate y'all for tapping in. 100.